Hey, in this video, I want to show you how to set up EventCatalog Chat with your OpenAI models. So the first thing you'll do, in this example, I have my event catalog on my machine, and I'm going to set it up with the plugins and the license keys and various things that we need to do to get this to work. So hopefully it should be straightforward and take a few minutes, but I'll just walk you through what you need to do. So first thing I'm going to do is go over to the code. Here is my event catalog that you've probably seen. The first thing you want to do is actually create an .env file. Now in your .env file, you're going to create a license key. So I have a scale license key. You can actually get these from EventCatalog.cloud. So EventCatalog Chat is actually a paid for feature, but you can get a 14-day trial if you want to do that and have a look at that. And also your OpenAPI key. So get this from OpenAPI and paste it in. So what I'm going to do is just paste in my keys now and skip to the next step. Cool, okay, so I got my keys inside my catalog file. So the next thing I want to do is set up the generator. Now what the generator will do is create the embeddings based on your documents, all right? So think of this as a vector database of all the documents that you want your event catalog chat to know. Now what I'm going to do is actually going to install the event catalog generator by doing this command here, and this will install it locally on our machine, okay? So next we need to configure it. So if we go to event catalog config file, and what we're going to do now is configure the generator. So you can get all of this information in the docs, but I'll paste it here and walk you through what is happening. So as you can see here, I have the generator, we're configuring the generator here. We have a few options here. So we're splitting markdown files for better results. Do we want to include the user and teams in this model, in the embeddings? Probably not in the chat. And then here we got include custom documentation. If you're using custom documentation, this is a feature of Event Catalog, you can include that. Otherwise, just put that to false. And now down here, the embedding. So what embedding model do you want to use? Now we're going to use a provider called OpenAI because we're using the OpenAI model, and then the embedding model that we want to use. Now this is optional, it will default to the 3 large, but you can set the 3 small or this embedding ADA embedding here. So these are just different OpenAI models that you can use for your embeddings, okay? So that's that. So the next thing we want to do is actually run generate. So if I run npm run generate, what this will actually do is go through your event catalog and create the embedding documents for you in your event catalog. You can see we're creating it using this model, using OpenAI, and it's successfully saved. If I go to public and go to AI, you will see the documents and the embeddings there in the folder. Okay, so you don't need to do anything with them, they are just generated for you, but that's just a way to see if it is working. So the next step you want to do is actually enable the chat feature in Event Catalog. So we do this by going chat and enable true, and that's it. So what this allows us to do is basically say, okay, we want to enable the chat feature in Event Catalog, and the model that we're going to use is the O4 Mini. Now you can pick a range of models. This is all in the docs on Event Catalog. OpenAI supports a range of different models. So pick and choose which one you want to use. I think O4 Mini is pretty cool. And the other thing that you have to do, okay, is put output to server in your event catalog config file. Now, why is this? Is because event catalog will use its own server to process your requests, okay? So using your keys on the server side rather than the client side, so that's safe to use. So now if you put output to server, that means event catalog becomes a server hosted thing that you need to run in a container. Now luckily there is a dockerfile.server file here that you can run and build and things like that. So you can just host this in a container somewhere on your architecture, okay? And with that said, all of that is it. So what I'm gonna do now is run npm run dev. What this will do is set up Event Catalog with the chat feature for us. So let me go back into the UI and just go through that refresh. So now we have Event Catalog locally. This is all set up with OpenAI, our model. We can see the model down here. It's using O4 Mini, and then we have the text embeddings just for some debug information. So I can just say, okay, what events do we have in our architecture? These are custom prompts. You can actually configure these yourselves. So you can actually bring custom prompts to your teams and your organizations. Again, this is all in the documentation. If you don't do that, Event Catalog will give you some for free. I'll give you some out of the box is what I mean. So what events do we have in our architecture? If I click on this, you can see here that we're going to get a result. It's going to use the O4 Mini model, and it's going to use the embeddings that we just generated from the generator to give the model the context it needs. So here we go. Here are some models. That's fantastic. We can even go back and we can say and build a new feature, whatever it is. We can click on these, tell me more about the order service, and then it goes and does that. So let's just wait here. And you can see here is the order service. This is some information about it. This is what it does. And this is the kind of thing, okay? So yeah, that's it. You can have a play around with this, get this set up. As I said, you can bring your own prompts clicking this button. But hopefully this demo, this example is useful to you and can help you get OpenAI set up in the Event Catalog through this demo. So thanks for watching.